What is going on? Welcome to the second episode of the Siobhan Speaks Social podcast. I had to catch myself from saying, welcome back to another episode of The Boss Life with Bond. That girl has evolved and you get Siobhan. What's Siobhan talking about today? Is it the end of the world? The literal conversation that me and my girlfriend were having last night as we're just kind of cackling about all of the events, how they're happening, how we're trying to plan our future. And usually I have a pretty good idea. I can like visualize like, okay, if this goes according to plan, this is where we'll be. Or if I had best case scenario, this is where I'd want to be. Or worst case scenario. Like I can't see any of that right now. I see absolutely nothing. And it could be, right, on a silver lining playbook type thing. Could be because this is the end of the old ways. Maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's the end of the old ways, and the old ways things used to be. And so that's why we're having a hard time being able to chart what's next, because the way that our spirit and our mind is inclined to chart what's next is based off of what we've already experienced. However, if this is real, right, this whole Pluto and Aquarius, which I do believe in, if this is real, if this is what's happening astrologically, right, the stars are aligning, the planets are aligning, or whatever, if we're going to subscribe to all that and say that that's real, then yes, I think what we're experiencing is the end of our old world and our old life and our old ways of being. If you're not familiar with what Pluto and Aquarius is, well, I'm an Aquarian. And Aquarians are the humanitarian, philanthropist, rose-colored glass-wearing zodiacs of the zodiac. You can tell I'm really well-versed in astrology. And what we do know is the last time that the planet Pluto was in the area of Aquarius, we saw a lot of revolution. We saw a lot of changes. We saw the American Revolution, we saw the French Revolution, and we also saw the Haitian Revolution. And so what does that tell us? That tells us that whatever is happening in the cosmos has a big impact on how humans' everyday life happens. And we've been in Pluto and Aquarius since January of 2024. And if you can remember, that's when Cat Williams got on and told the whole world, hey, this is what this season of life is gonna look like. All these motherfuckers who are rich, who are powerful, who are child molesters, who are rapists, who are lying, who are faking, who are fronting, all those people, like they're going to be exposed. And literally, like clockwork, we're seeing the systems, the paradigms, we're seeing the old systems of control, like they're being exposed, that this is actually what's happening. All this time, Americans thought, oh, well, we really are the better performers than them, and they just want a piece of our pie with DEI. No, bitch, y'all have been mediocre as fuck. And masking it with your skin color, masking it with your family name, masking it with legacies that have been built up on old systems of control and fake power. So it's really cool to see those systems crumbling down. But also, on that note, let's have a moment of silence for the death of, well, several things, to be honest. Moment of silence for the death of democracy. As what day is it? We got about, oh my Jesus, just a few more days. What is it, Monday till the inauguration. It's also MLK Day, so let's not mourn too hard. The death of TikTok. Or is it? Right? Like, are we even sure? Like, this is a fake mourning that I'm doing right here. Okay. The death of DEI. And once again, is it? Because like they're like the two big companies right now. Sorry, the moment of silence for those people is over. The two biggest companies, Costco and Apple, that are saying, no, we're not gonna, like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not about to bend the knee. I don't know what their reasons are. Okay. One thing that I do know as a business owner, as a shareholder, as someone that has gotten out of just having this employee mindset of I go to work and I pay bills, or I go to church and I believe my pastor, or, you know what I'm saying? Like once I broke, I guess the matrix, if you will, but once I'm going to call it the employee mindset or the worker bee mindset. And you don't have to take that as a diss if you're not an entrepreneur or whatever. That's not what that means. When I say worker bee, I mean like a sheep, like someone who just puts their head down, does what they're told, believes everything they're told, doesn't question anything. Motherfuckers in power love that shit. When Trump says, I love the uneducated, that's what he means. People that put their heads down. Hey, we tell you the sky is green even though it's blue, but you believe us? Oh, you're my people. A lot of us have lived that life for so very long. And what I'm learning from switching to that mindset from, okay, everything that I see is real to, oh, snap, I'm a business owner and now I understand that sort of stuff. Once I realized these things, I'm like, companies aren't doing shit because they genuinely care. They're doing it because if they're looking, they probably sat down and looked at their shareholders and looked at how many people of color are investors and Apple? How many people of color are investors in Costco? And even if we're not in the majority, it's a significant enough number to where they don't want to lose any money on account of making dumb choices. So it could be, and I'm not saying that they're not good companies, but it could be less about the morality of the business. And again, shareholder values. Like, are they going to be happy that we do this? If we end DEI, will our shareholders sell their stocks or they be unhappy, right? Because the whole purpose of a business is to keep their shareholders happy. So maybe if they were to get rid of their DEI programs, it would still hurt their pockets on the back end. Now, I'm not saying don't be fooled by them. I'm not saying don't boycott them. What I am saying is that maybe it's not goodbye for DEI because some companies realize, like, yo, 13% of the population is black, and then that doesn't include all their allies.